So I will be presenting my screen. So I hope my screen is visible. So we will be doing today. We will be discussing a bit about the concurrent fieldwork. We have seen about the orientation visits, and I have already said that we are supposed to carry out these orientation visits in 5 different agencies. And we have also discussed the nature of these settings, these agencies where you can visit. So any 5 different agencies, just go through where you exactly can, any nearby agency or some agency which is convenient for you to visit. You can visit the same and you can get the information based on the pro forma that we have discussed earlier. Now, after that, you are supposed to select an agency, and after that, you can actually you can either select any of the agency which you have done for your orientation visit, or if you do not want that, you can go for a totally new agency. So it is basically up to you how you want to go about it. And try to select an agency where it will be convenient for you to work for the 15 days. Secondly, if it is a closed institution, it is much better because this semester we have to do social group work. So it is always good to go for a closed institution where it will be easier for you to work in groups. Now, if you wish to work in a community, you can work there as well. But then you have to ensure that the group members, they attend the sessions whenever they are scheduled. So that is something which is up to you totally. There are no hard and fast bindings on the students, but it is just that you have to make sure that you select an agency where it is possible for you to carry out social group work for this semester. Then for your concurrent field work, as I have said, that you are supposed to give 15 days of work. Okay, so 15 days you will be doing this. And out of the 25 days, 5 days will be for your orientation visits, 5 days will be for your individual conferences. The rest 15 days will be for the concurrent visits, which you will be doing in an agency. And this work will be for a whole day. So generally, the work that you do in these agencies, they have to be for the whole day. So if the agency is working from 9 to 5 or from 10 to 6, whatever the time is, you have to be there for the whole day. So if you are working, then you have to see how you can arrange that. Okay. Either you can do it regularly if it is possible for you to do. And if it is not possible for you to attend the fieldwork sessions regularly, then what you can do is maybe you can just schedule your time accordingly. See how you can manage from your daily routine. So you will be placed in a development project or in an agency. So that can be a non-governmental organization, that can be a governmental organization. It is totally up to you. You're free to take up any agency where they are willing to take your services. Okay. Now, after this, you will be writing the 15 days of work in this given pro forma. So here you will be writing the date of field work. That is the which date have did you start your field work, which day, or the 15 days you have to write the different dates for those days. Then time spent in the agency. Now time spent in the agency has to be a whole day. So whatever the time is scheduled for the agency, whether it is 9 to 5, 10 to 6, or whatever, that you have to write accordingly. Then here you will be writing about the activities which is performed by you for that day. So you will be writing about the activities which were assigned to you, the tasks that were assigned to you, okay, for that particular day. So maybe if you were assigned to do a home visit, then you can write over here that the student social worker was assigned to go to make a home visit to a client's place. and whatever the purpose of that home visit for. If you were supposed to carry out some writing or report writing for the agency, you can write that. So whatever activity was performed by you that day, you have to write about that activity in details. Then here you are going to write your observations about the agency functioning or the related institution functioning. So whatever, so whichever agency you're attached with, you are going to write your observations regarding that, regarding the functioning of the agency. Okay. So basically, you are going to write why that particular, that activity is being undertaken by the agency. What impact will it have, on the relationship with the client system, and so on and so forth. So you are going to write about your observations. Then here, the teamwork part would include your work as a part of a team. So you may be asked to carry out a particular task either alone, or you may be asked to carry out that particular task as a part of a team. So whatever the case may be, you have to write here. So if you are working individually, you have to write that the student social worker worked individually to complete the task for the day. And in case if you are working with some other person from the agency, then you have to write those details. So you will write about the person whom you worked with. You will write about why did you have to go, what roles were you, both of you, or the different persons were assigned. What was your experience of working in a team? What were the challenges that you faced? What were the good experiences? Whatever experience you had during the work, you are supposed to write in the part of the teamwork. Okay. So this is about it. Then after that we come to the assigned task. So whatever task was assigned to you by the agency, you have to write about the progress of that task. Like for example, there may be some tasks which may be there, for quite some time. Like you may be asked to say, um, maybe organize some kind of a career counseling thing for the group, or you may be assigned to do some work for the group. So you have to basically write what exactly tasks were assigned to you and which stage and progress have you made so far in that assigned task. So how much progress have you made in completion of that task? You have to write all of that. Okay. So that particular task, you are going to write about it in detail. Then there will be observations relating to the client system and the service delivery. So whatever services were being given to the client, what have been the impact on the client, how have the clients reacted to those services, what has been their feedback, all of this, basically your observations, about the impact agency is having on the client through that activity, you are going to write about it. Okay. Then comes your administrative assignment. So any kind of work related to planning or documentation, or something related to budgeting, or something related to coordination, or whatever, organizing any program, all any administrative task, if the agency has assigned to you, you are supposed to write about that particular administrative assignment. And if in case you are not doing any administrative task for the day, then you can simply write the student social worker was not allotted any administrative task for that day. Simple. Then here you are going to write about the various techniques associated with social work that you have used. So these techniques could be related to active listening, these techniques could be related to counseling, these techniques could be related to field visit or home visit, or it could be related to active listening. So whatever techniques you have utilized or you have used in order to carry out the task assigned to you, you are supposed to write about those techniques in detail. Okay. And why did you decide to go for those techniques? what experience did you gain out of it. Okay, so basically all of that details you have to write over here. And under this fieldwork instructions expected, you are supposed to write if any instructions were given to you by the supervisor for that particular day to carry out a particular activity, or by somebody from the agency. You may have a contact person with the agency, so that contact person in the agency, they gave you some kind of instructions regarding the work that you're supposed to perform. And here you can also include any doubts that you had related to the task, that maybe you were supposed to take a meeting with the group and you were a bit hesitant. You were not sure if you would be able to conduct the meeting successfully. You had some some issues related to the communication with group or whatever. So any doubt if you had while carrying out that task, or any other observations that you have made, you are supposed to write for these fieldwork instructions. Okay, so you have to write this. Now, comments by the fieldwork supervisor, this you have to leave. This would be given by the fieldwork supervisor when he or she is evaluating your work. So now in this part, you are going to write the report of the concurrent visits, first 5 concurrent visits. So you will be going for 5 days, you will be visiting the agency, and you will be taking up your group work with individuals, and there you are going to write. Now what you can do is, normally what happens sometimes, specifically when you are taking up assignments based on specific methods, like specifically social casework and social group work, it is not possible to actually call the clients to the agency every day, uh, because most of the time you will find that generally the clients, they have their own schedule. They may be working, they may be having some other occupation to do, or maybe they have some other preoccupations. Then in this way, for this particular thing, what you can do is, instead of going every day, you can keep aside 2 days to have at least 2 meetings with the group in 1 week. So you need not actually do the field work every day, because it doesn't make any sense if the group cannot come, if the group members cannot come. So in that sense, what you can do is, you can plan at least maybe 1 to 2 days in 1 week, and see what activities you can organize for the group members. So in this way, what will happen, that your group members will also be available, for the sessions. Because if it is a school where the students are coming daily, and they are willing to, if the if the if they are willing to be a part of that group, then that's a different thing. But usually what will happen generally in many groups, specifically if you are going for community work, uh, want to take up sessions with a group within a community, or even in some other groups, you will not be able to have the members come over and take the sessions every day. So in that case, you can plan 1 or 2 days in a week according to the convenience of the group members, and see how it goes. So if even one session in a week is fine, the only problem is that you will be taking a bit longer time. So you can have at least 2 sessions in a week to ensure that you're able to finish the field work in time. But this is something that you will have to decide with the group members. So once it is decided that you have to work with that particular group, you can decide accordingly. That is why it is suggested to go for closed institutions, because you will find the members there every day. So you can actually, what you can do is, maybe have set aside 1 to 2 hours of where they can actually give you time. So if you're going to an old age home, you can work with them and see whatever time they are available to you. where it is convenient for the members to come, maybe during the afternoons or during the evenings when they are comparatively free, or even in schools if we are doing so. There you can ask the school authorities when the students are comparatively free, because even in the school, students will not be available to you for every day. It will be difficult for them to take time out, considering that there will be so many periods, different periods that they will have to attend. So you have to then, accordingly, depending upon the kind of group you're entertaining, you will have to decide, okay, after due consultation with the members of the group. So that is why I said that in this case, it is always good to have 2 days of work in a week rather than going there for every day in the week. And it will be easier for you also, if specifically if you are working. But again, the final call will be with you, and then you can also discuss it with the fieldwork supervisor, who will guide you accordingly. So this is your concurrent visit, first concurrent visit, where you are supposed to, write down all these things. So the time you will be writing of the visit, the duration, how many hours you were there in the agency, name of the organization, and name of the fieldwork supervisor. You have to write that, and over here you will have to write the details of the whole day. Depending upon the, of course, you have to take the cue from the proforma, so you will just write down those subheadings and then accordingly give your information. Okay, so here you will have this. So this space provided to you is to write down the everyday report for all the 15 days. So here it is still five meetings. So first five meetings you will have. After that there will be a individual conference with your supervisor. So once you are done with 5 days visit or 5 sessions in the agency, you can have a meeting with the supervisor. That will be the individual conference, and in that meeting, okay, this is the fourth concurrent visit, and after that will be the fifth concurrent visit, I think so. And after the fifth conference visit is the report of individual conference. So this is the third individual conference that you're supposed to carry out. Okay. So you will discuss with your supervisor about the 5 days that you have spent in the agency. You are going to give a quite a detailed description about all the activities that you were assigned, and how much you were able to successfully carry out those agencies. Also tell the supervisor about your experience of working with the group, the kind of group that you have formed, what are the objectives, what all activities have you thought about, and all the activities that you actually carried out with the group, and so on and so forth. So basically these sessions will be should be used as an opportunity to discuss everything about the supervisor regarding your field work. If there are any problems, if there are any issues relating to the field work, then you can of course ask your supervisor. So if you have faced any difficulty in your agency, or if you have any kind of doubts regarding the sessions, or if you want some assistance from the supervisor in terms of planning activities, in terms of organizing some program for the group, then you can always seek help from the supervisor. Okay, so this would be this space over here would be utilized to write down the report of the individual conference with the supervisor in detail. Okay. Now, after that, you will be having the report of the concurrent visits. So here we will have the concurrent visits report. So from 6 to 10, the next five visits, concurrent visits, next 5 days that you spend in the agency doing the group work, you will do that. Okay, and the space given here would be utilized to write down the report for the 6 to 10 concurrent visits that you will do. After that, again, there will be a individual conference that will be organized. So after you have done the next five set of um, concurrent visit, you will have another individual conference with the supervisor. Okay, so this is the space for your concurrent visits till 10 concurrent visits. After that is the uh, after that, yeah. So before that, if you can see, this is the space provided to you to carry out your fourth individual conference. So once you finish your five next five concurrent visits, you will again do an individual conference with the supervisor where you will be discussing all the details about the 5 days, next 5 days with the supervisor, okay, and getting her or his opinion regarding the same or his feedback. After that, we will have the next five concurrent visits, 11th to 15th concurrent visits. So here the space would be utilized to write for every day the daily report that you will be writing for all the next five sessions, five visits. And once you complete the 15 visits, there will be another, individual conference where you will be discussing about your general, field work. You will be writing about the general field work, discussing the supervisor about general, what you have experienced during the field work for all the 15 days, what has been your experience, how well were you able to carry out all the tasks that were given to you. So here you are going to write about all that. Next is your social group work report. Now, here you will specifically be writing out the report that the about the sessions that you will be carrying out. See, you will spending the whole day in the agency, so you will be doing the work as and when required by the agency. So whatever, now the group work sessions will last for mostly 1 to 2 hours, not more than that. Usually the sessions are that long. So, apart from that group work session, you will be having the whole day in the agency where the agency might give you some other activities to do. So, apart from the group work, you will also be taking up those activities. So, about all those activities, you will write in all the concurrent visits. Okay. But when you come to the social group work report, here, you will have to write about specifically the sessions that you took for the social group work. Okay, so here you will be dealing with the group, and always, since you will be acting as a facilitator, you are going to, facilitate all the activities that would be planned, with the group. Also, you have to bring out the potentialities of the group members. Okay, have to make sure that their potentialities, they come out, they are able to participate in the activities. Okay, then how you are going to carry out the group activities, you may get some tips from the supervisor. And generally what happened, group work can take place anything between 10 to 20 days. It depends upon the kind of group that you're dealing with. So here you will have good 15 days where you can carry out the time. But one session can be of longer duration, the first and the second session. Okay. So they may be more than, 1.5 hour, more than that, because you will be basically using those sessions to build rapport with the members of the group. So you can have, use your imagination and see how well you can do. For example, if you're working with children, try to take some games, try to make them play some games or have some interesting activities with them, so that that ice breaking session can be made successful. To try and have some good activities. This is totally up to your imagination, how well you're able to work with them. So you have to basically make the group members comfortable with each other, make them comfortable with you. You have to become, comfortable with the group members. So basically, these two initial sessions would be basically the ice breaking sessions, where you will be introducing yourself to the group, introducing other members of the group to each other, you know, discussing them about the objectives of the group, basically, why you are assembling, what exactly are you going to do with, during the course of the group work. You have to also, set some activities so that they are able to gel well with each other. Okay. Basically, opening up, that is important. Now, later on, after that, the sessions will focus on specific issues. So, if you are working with children, there can be an issue on the importance of discipline, on the importance of personal hygiene and cleanliness, on the importance of basically, uh, you know, respecting all these values like respecting parents, on the importance of maybe coming to school regularly or coming at in on time. So importance of punctuality, all of these things you will have to take depending upon the kind of uh, individuals that are there in the group. So your activities would depend upon the constitution of the group, basically. Okay. And you can always take the help of the guidance given in the journal whenever it is required. So this is a model group work that has been given to you. So here they have given this example of how a group work can be done with students. So here they have say that the student social worker is placed with the school, okay, which they have to deal with the class 11 special activity period of 1 hour, okay, and she was allocated maybe 14 students of class 9, and it was an all girls group, and she had the all the freedom to devise any program for the group. Then the first meeting with the group that took on Wednesday, where they went to the playground and they had 1 hour of some group work. Okay, so there this is the name of the students who were there, members of the group, and basically how they started with the session, how they went to the ground and they were sitting under a tree and they started writing about the asking about the names of the students and writing them down in the diary and all that. Then they were asked to free to plan some activity of an interest for an hour and all that. So basically, this is how their 1 hour went. So your first 2 hour can be good, one and a half hour to 2 hours, depending upon the interest of the group members. So it is all up to you how interesting you can make the sessions. Okay. Before in the next period, and the next day was the work. Okay, so the next day they had decided to meet, and they also decided that they would try some activity of the social workers choice, okay, for the next period. So then that is how they agreed to, and then they dispersed after an hour. Then she has written about some of the observations, about her observations about the group, how basically the nature, or how basically the members of the group behaved, what were their reaction, okay, general responsiveness, okay, all of these things were there. All these were written as under observations. And then she wrote about the future plan. So what all the activities that they have decided to carry out, or maybe just like something like generating interactions among the members, okay, provoke thoughts and encourage sharing of views in a non-threatening atmosphere, facilitate reflection. This is basically introducing activities which would be, facilitating these all characteristics. Then, to help the group take charge of the group meetings, and as member our teenagers to maintain a role of social worker, that of a facilitator. Okay, so this is basically whatever their future plans are. After that, there was a second meeting which was held the next day, and then again the venue was a playground. Duration was 1 hour. Number of members present 13. So for the first session, you have to write down the number or the names of all the members. But after that, you will just write down the number of members. So they can be anything between 8 to 12, which is a very feasible number to carry out any activity with. So you will be comfortable, even the members will be comfortable. If you have a very big group, then it is generally difficult to tackle them or handle them. So I think it is always good if you have a group which is something around may 8 to 15, 8 to 12. I think that would be sufficient. Maybe something around 10 to 15, anything between that. Then this is second meeting that they had, and then they discussed about the session, how the sessions went, okay, what happened during the sessions, what did the members discussed, okay, what was decided. After that, there again come the observations. You write out your observations for the session and the future plans. Okay, then again the third session. So third session, in all the sessions you will be writing about these things. You will write the name, the number of session. So it's a first, second session, third session. After that would be day, venue, duration, and number of members present. After that, now the venue can change. This is because they are supposed to meet in the playground, but in your case it could be a class, or it could be an old age home, it could be some agency thing. When I did my field work, I had to do a group work, and I was working with teenage girls. So we used to meet in the agency itself. So the girls, they used to come there to learn some skills. Basically, they were enrolled for some tailoring classes. So I used to take up sessions with them. I used to take different aspects related to importance of telling them about the reproductive health, telling them about their the importance of basically maintaining hygiene, okay, why it is important. Then also about the basic opportunities, the basic programs that have been there for the girls, what they can do after that. Then basic laws and legislations, which are devised in favor for women. So all of these things you can, depending upon the need of the individual, so you can have all of that. So you can have and it was a girl, and since for us it was that we were comfortable talking about various things, because they were also girl and I was also quite young at that time. So it was comparatively easy. Now you have to decide the kind of activities that you can take depending upon the constitution of your group. Okay, so if you're dealing with kids, you will have to take activities which are more relevant to their age group. Okay, so if you're dealing with the second graders, you cannot talk to them about reproductive health, obviously. So you have to see what kind of activities would be more relevant in their age. Okay, like in their age, I think, of course, importance of discipline, importance of say hygiene, mental hygiene. Then give them knowledge about different games, about different why it is bad to watch television, spend too much time on television or on mobile phones. All of these things, just sensitizing them about these issues. You can also tell them about good touch and bad touch. So all of these things can be dealt with children. If you're dealing with teenage girls and boys, you can tell them everything about reproductive health, about drug abuse, alcoholism, harmful effects of these. You can also tell them about, discuss them various career counseling things. All of them can be discussed with them. If you're dealing with adults, so you will take up sessions depending upon their needs. So you will have to decide which sessions you can take, which activities you can plan with them depending upon the age. And another thing is, as we have already discussed, the groups have to be homogeneous. As in, you cannot have two persons who are 13 years old and the rest who are 25 years old. There shouldn't be so much of age gap. Okay, so they should be preferably of similar age. So 2 to 3 years difference is okay, not beyond that. Secondly, they should have some kind of a common point. Okay, like here they have taken up the school children. Okay, you can take up maybe teenage girls from 16 to 18 years old, or you can take up cases of groups which are actually suffering from some kind of a drug abuse. Okay, so they can be young people in that, or you can take up the case of parents whose children are suffering from some kind of a uh, learning disorder. So there has to be some common point between the members of the group so that you can have common activities planned for the different sessions. Okay, so you have to take up the group accordingly. So these would be the how you are going to write the report specifically for the case for the group work. Okay, you will mention that in the session you are going to write in detail what all happened in that group work session, who all said what kind of activities were assigned, and what kind of conversation went between the group members. All of that you are going to write in details. Every day you are going to write your observations about the members, about how the dynamics are changing in the group, how the members are, whether they are cooperating, whether they are not cooperating. Whatever observations you find, whatever observations you make, you are going to write those observations here. After that, future plan. So whatever future plans, whatever plans you have for the next session, you can write that. So, like this, you are going to have around 15 different sessions. Before you start writing, just write in detail. Just see, go through this example that has been given in your book, so that you will be able to write how you can write the reports for the uh, group sessions. Okay, so, for the final day, you are going to, after the observations, for the final day, when you are concluding you are going to write about your concluding comments, about generally about how the whole sessions went, what was overall the feedback, and just remember to take the feedback of the students of the members, sorry, not the students, about the group members, about the different sessions that you took with them. Just take their feedback, also what they felt, how the group work has helped them. All of these information you should take from the members once you have decided to conclude the session. And then the farewell session would be, of course, you will whatever concluding activity you have to take with them, you are going to take. Okay, so there will be a farewell session based on that. So this is the space given to you for writing the report on the social group work. So all the 15 sessions that you will take with with the members, you have to write down the report for all those sessions. Okay, so you will write the report here of the different sessions that you are going to take place, that you're going to do with them. After that, we come to what is known as the um, individual conference, the fifth individual conference. Now, this is the last individual conference. where you will be meeting your supervisor for the final submission of the fieldwork journal. So you will be completing your report. You will completing all the reports relating to the 15 days of work, about the group work that you will do. Okay, so all of these report, after completing them, you are going to write, you're going to show your journal for the supervisor for the final submission. And after that, you are going to write, you're going to take the feedback from the supervisor. You are going to give your observations, give your whatever feedback you have regarding regarding the field work, your learnings, all that you are going to discuss with your supervisor, and here you're going to write about the report. After this is your self evaluation report by the student. Now, this is a report which the student has to write. Uh, Here you will be sharing your, you know, this is not something that you have to deal with. This is the evaluation for a fourth semester BSWG fieldwork. Okay, so this will be used by your fieldwork supervisor to evaluate you. Okay, so she will or he will be using all these criteria to evaluate the student. Okay, so self-evaluation report by the student. You will be writing about your experiences that you have gained during your fourth semester fieldwork. Okay, so what all knowledge that you have gained, all the skills that you have developed, any kind of changes in your attitude or development of your professional self. Professionally, how have you developed? How have you evolved? All of these details you are going to write over here. So this space could be utilized by you to evaluate yourself, not in terms of giving marks, but you will just sit and think, ponder about all these things, all these parameters. So whatever increase in knowledge that has happened during these past 25 days, whatever skills that you have gained, whatever attitude, changes in attitude or any other thing, or any development that has taken place specifically as a professionally, uh, you know within you as a person or as a professional, you are going to think over it, and you are going to write in detail about that over here. So this space will be utilized for this evaluation, self evaluation. Okay. Excuse me. After this comes a summary report of the fourth semester fieldwork. Now here you will be having you have to write the summary report. So this is for the orientation visits. So all the 5 orientation visits that you have carried out, you are going to write the name of the agencies, names of the 5 agencies, and the date in which you did that visit. So this is going to be a summarization of that 5 visits. Okay, just write the name and the date in which you visited that agency. This is where you are going to summarize the concurrent visits. So just the date and in which you performed, in which you did the concurrent field work, and main activity in one line. So for that day, what was the main activity that you carried out in the agency? So for all the 15 days of concurrent field work, you are going to write this. So this would be a summarization of the work done by you in the agency for the 15 days of placement. This is the summary of the individual conference. So since you have to do at least 5 individual conferences, you're going to write the place where the conference was carried out. So if you are actually meeting the supervisor somewhere, you're going to write the place. If it is an online meeting, you're going to write online meeting, the time of the meeting and the date of the meeting. So all of this you have to write down, okay, as part of your summary report. After that, this is a checklist that will be given to you. This is a checklist that has been given to you. You have to check if you have completed all the components of the fieldwork. Before you submit your journal for evaluation, you have to complete all those components. And also 100% attendance is mandatory. It is already set, you have been already told about it. Incomplete journals will not be entertained by the center, by the university. This is something that you have to understand. So, before you submit your journals, just check if you have completed all of these things, whether you have read the program guide, whether you have read the necessary guidelines for the students, whether you have filled in the face sheet. Okay, one for the self and the second for the supervisor, whether these two face sheets are filled. Then fieldwork practicum service, a certificate by the supervisor that should be filled, that should be signed by you. Also, log sheet, which is duly signed by the supervisor, that should be filled by you. Attend induction meeting and report writing. 5 orientation visits, they should be completed. 15 concurrent visits should be completed. Report of the social group work, that should be written. 5 individual conferences, the reports should be written. Self evaluation report and the summary reports. So before you submit your journal, you have to see if all the 12 components are completed for the fieldwork. Now, this is where your supervisor is going to comment on your work. So, here the supervisor will be evaluating you. He or she will write global comments about your work as a student social worker and your performance. So, you don't have to write anything over here. The supervisor will be giving her comments over here. Evaluation part is again something which will be done by the supervisor, and this is something you don't have to do. This would be totally done by the university. Okay, so this you don't have to write anything over here. And at the end of it is just some notes, if you have some personal notes that you have to write, otherwise just leave this page blank. So this is all about the um, journal. So any questions regarding the field work? Since today is our last meeting, I really hope that you just ask if any doubts are there in your mind, if any questions are there. Hmm. Any questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, madam.
Mm-hmm.
And
Welcome.
it's very clear that we really need to write the journal. And last time we sent our practicums 104 and 105. I think they were not marked. I don't know for this one, is it going to be marked or maybe we are going to receive the results at the end
No,
or
you will
of
be
our studies or
evaluated for, no, all of these will be evaluated. All of the journals that you are supposed to do, that will be evaluated by the university. So there is no doubt about it. All the activities that you're submitting for your work, whether there are assignments or there is a field work, all these are ways to evaluate the students. Okay, so whatever you are writing, that will be evaluated.
thank you, ma.
Yeah, so you will be given marks for that, and that would be included in your final marks. Okay. So once you have completed your BSW, the 3 years for your BSW, all of this will be will all of these would be part of your final mark sheet that you will get from the university. Okay. Any questions pertaining to social work practical? Chipiliro, any questions from you, Anas? Pilinani,
No,
what
as
I
for
would
me,
suggest,
I'm
yes,
covered. Everything is well understood.
okay, understood. So any other, anybody else, anybody would like to share something?
Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was still thinking about how we are going to write because I understand 104 and 105. We were able to edit from the main document, but for this one, are we going to print and scan and send, or how is it going to be? Uh,
I didn't get you. What are you asking?
oh, okay,
Sorry.
what I'm trying to say is
Huh?
for 104, we were able to write on the PDF file. I think maybe on the computer. But for this one, can we edit? I
For
don't know. I don't know if
104, you're
yeah.
having
Once
any problem with 104?
no, we were not having problems because whatever we were writing, it was easy for us to write it on the PDF file because we were told how to do it. But I understand for this one, the way it looks, it's a PDF file, but it cannot be edited.
Um, Okay, I will see for any of the, difficulties that you are facing regarding the material or regarding other things. As Sir spoke to you all yesterday, you are supposed to write all those difficulties in a mail to the Center for Online Learning. He has also given the mail ID, and if you are having any kind of a doubt relating to the past classes or relating to your field work or relating to the availability of material or whatever, you have to write to the Center for Online Learning. He has even given the the email address. I remember yesterday I have typed it and I have asked you all to note it down. So if you are having any kind of, doubts relating to the availability of material or some other things relating to the supervisor or the letters that you're supposed to get, you are supposed to write to that online, Center for Online Learning. Yes, Anas.
Hello, my question is that as my colleague said, uh,
Yeah,
in 104, the
104.
journal was, yes, the journal was editable, but we
Okay.
doesn't know this one how it will be. And secondly, the email that was sent to us by the regional center, we try to
Uh-huh.
send an email to it, but what the email is saying is that this email is not available, or this link is not available. That's what it's showing us. I don't know. Maybe there is another way for us to send an email to the
Okay.
online program.
Well, I will have to ask, sir. Sir, good afternoon. Are you there online? Anybody from the regional center, Bhubaneswar, joining me? Just wait. I will just see if he is available on the phone.
And and secondly,
Yeah.
the link that was given egenkosh.ac.in. I tried to open the link, but
No, there
I
was
searched.
another email ID which was sent. Okay,
Yes,
you were
not. I'm
supposed
not
to
talking
write on
about
that.
that one. I'm talking on this because we said that we can find our journal in this link. That's why I followed the link and searched for the journal, but I
Okay,
refused to
now
get
this
it.
is something that I am not in a position to help you out because this is something which is okay. He's just calling. Wait a minute.
Tick, tick.
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, एक मिनट online है.
Hello, Anas.
You said?
Yeah, I just wanted to help you because I
Okay.
understand maybe she's communicating with yeah, on the website that she gave us yesterday.
Yes.
What BSW 107 is there because
Okay.
I managed to find it.
You downloaded it?
But yeah, I downloaded it, but it's a big file.
How many MB?
It's 195 MBs.
The one that we downloaded the first and second semester too are, I think, are large as like as that. So please, can you share it to us in our group in WhatsApp?
Yeah, I'll just share on the WhatsApp group. Then
Okay, thank you very much.
you can
What of 106?
106 is also there. I'll just also share that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for
All
the
right, you are welcome.
assistance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Yes, I have just spoken to him. He's a bit busy, kind of in a meeting. He has given me this email only, dir.coe@ignu.ac.in. Okay, I have shared it with in the message group. In the group messages, you can access this email ID. You are supposed to write to this email ID, and any kind of problems that you are having, they will sort it out. So regarding the availability of editable journal or any other thing you are going to do, you're going to write it out over here. Because actually, when we are dealing with the students here, the students are not supposed to type in anything. They are sending handwritten journals. They are supposed to actually download it, and then they are supposed to write it, uh, with their hands, and not type it, and then they have to send it to the regional center. But in your case, I think they have allowed, since you are students living abroad, they have allowed you to do it online. And so in this case, you will have to access the this particular website. Okay, this particular email ID. Just write whatever problems you are facing with regard to the availability of material, with regard to supervisor, with regard to the letters that you're supposed to get from the university. All of this they will be dealing with. Actually, the regional center is responsible only for conducting classes. Okay, it's not under their this thing. They do not look into this administrative part of it. This is the center for online education who are looking into all this matters. So you have to write an email to them, and they will be looking after it. Okay, so they are also looking after other countries. They will be dealing with your queries. Got it? So, Anas, please note down.
Thank you.
Yes. How do you? Sorry, how do you spell out your name? How do you say your name? Pronounce your name?
Ndamiwe.
Damiwe. Okay, Damiwe. I hope your query is answered.
Yes, Dima.
Okay. So all of you, please, even for the future record, you have to keep this email ID with you all the time. And if you have any kind of queries related to your classes, related to supervisor, related to any other thing, you can just mail this email directly, and they will revert back to you. They will be dealing with all the queries. Regional center is responsible only for conducting the classes, okay? And we are there as counselors. We can just uh, explain the content to you, okay? I'm also not aware of the various nitty-gritties of the online education part of the university. So this is something that only the Center for Online Education will be doing. So please write a email to them. Okay. Okay. So any other questions apart from this? Anything related to the content? Anything related to the content? All? Okay. So since you're not having any um, doubts regarding the content, then maybe we can call it a day. So I would really like to thank all of you for joining me on these for these 3 days where we have discussed the various um, components of the field work of how you're supposed to do the journal for BSWL 107. And I am really hopeful that these classes have helped you all in getting all your doubts cleared. For any other questions or queries, you can again write to the Center for Online Education directly. They will be looking into the matter. Okay. And since you are not having any this thing about the classes, then I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me, and all the very best for your future performance. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Okay, Anas, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Davis, we have already discussed this doubt that you're having. This letter, I understand these would be required by the organization where you will visit. So the Center for Online Learning will be taking care of all these aspects. So you please write the mail. Whatever you require for your fieldwork, you're supposed to write it to dir.coe@ignou.ac.in. Please see in the link. Please see in the messages above. Okay, I have already addressed that. Thank you so much for joining, all of you. And now I will be signing out. Thank you and all the best, all of you. God bless. Bye.